So I want to try something kind of fun, kind of wacky. Little joys of trying to do perspective drawing and making sure that you're really sincerely getting the idea of 2-point perspective and a horizon line and vanishing point. So what I've done, because so often the vanishing points are way in the heck off out there, I've set up a little thing where I have my farthest vanishing point. Ooh, I don't know if you can see it if it's on, but and got things to the max here, and I've just drawn a horizon. I think I've got it pretty accurately set up. I'm not going to worry about if it's perfect to this actual photograph, but I am going to use this as my reference, use this as my rules, and see what I can come up with. All the angles are not going to be exactly perfect, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Kind of fun. I'm gonna let me see. I'm not sure. I was gonna leave that up there. Let's see if I can just sort of hopefully you can see that. And when it gets in the way, I'll move it. Anyways, this photo reference, I just have the bottom edge this way and the bottom edge this way, and I affectionately call these lines, all the lines that are going to be going away and to the left, as the left and away, and then I repeat that because it's so fun, and then I get to say la-las. So all the lines going in this fashion will need to be on the same team as the la-las, and we'll be aiming towards that left vanishing point. The other lines, everything else that will be headed to the right and away, I'm going to affectionately call the rah-rahs, for right and away, and then repeating. And the third set of lines that we'll have is the up-downs. I call them teams. And I'm silly and fun about it, but hopefully that will engage you into really kind of thinking, because it's really darn confusing. Every time you're sort of drawing one of these lines and you're not sure which point it's supposed to go to, you need to step back, remind yourself literally, what team is this? And the line that I happen to be drawing, I need to double check and think, is that on that team? And that one was kind of obvious, but there'll be plenty of times when it's confusing. So that's what I got. Without any further ado, let me think about drawing the kind of the main footprint, the bottom plane of this that I know is kind of, well, not kind of, it's something that we can't really see. But I'm going to use the information I have to try to draw something pretty close to that. So I do see that there's a slight angle between this point and this point. The distance between these may not be sort of exactly what this setup is gonna have although it's looking decent. Jeez. Should do this more often. No. Okay, where was I? Perhaps just for grins, I'll kind of sketch this horizontal that's touching the bottom point, the closest point of the leading edge. I'll sketch in on the reference that would be sort of this and this and this. And I can tell that, you know, it's close. It is. But it looks like this is angled a little too much, so I may try to play with that, or I may just go with that vanishing point. If I was being a little bit more accurate, I would probably just make sure that this vanishing point, the one over there, was even a little bit further, so that the angle would be like that. But we all have our crosses to bear. So let's see what happens with this. It'll be a little scrunched. It'll be more of a love seat. Well, either way. So I'm going to stop blabbing, and I'm going to get out the longest ruler I have, and I'm going to complete the bottom plane rectangle, drawing a guide. Actually, let me sort of draw it over there towards that vanishing point, and hopefully that's toward that vanishing point. Pretty close. Close enough for now. And I'm going to take this one and aim towards that one. If you have a longer ruler, knock yourself out. So let's see. I want this line didn't come exactly to where I was wanting it to be, and it was getting a little bit too far that way. I'm going to take that angle, and I know that if I'm going in pretty much that same direction, that will eventually meet the vanishing point, because these lines are so close. And that was getting a little bit too big of a rectangle. So let's see. Something like that. So this is what I'm going to call my ground plane that I'm going to build off of, the bottom plane of the couch. So I know one thing, I want to know where that point is. So I know that that point will just run along the exact middle of this lower plane. So I will do a crisscross. Of my existing rectangle for the diagonals. And then the point where they intersect, that vertex, 2-bit word, I'm going to aim towards the left vanishing point, because this point represents a line that's hidden and is on the left and away team. But I had to think about that. So that's the center. That'll be good. Now I'm gonna, I already did a little bit about these guys. So I'm gonna place those next. And this is a little bit of both using perspective and construction lines, as well as just kind of using my eyeballs. I'm going to say that the width of this arm block, couch arm block, is about this wide. So then what I'm going to do is aim towards the vanishing point until I hit the diagonal. What I'm trying to do is transfer this distance in a fashion that accounts for perspective and transfer it over here pretty accurately. And I can do that with diagonals and construction points and vanishing points, etc. Did I say construction points? Either way. So once I go here, now I want to take this to the other side, the other half, sort of it's kind of really sort of a mirror image concept. It helps to think about this being where the reflection. Either way. So I'm going to come over to here, and I was just eyeballing, sketching that to where I was thinking it looked about right. But I will try to aim my ruler to that vanishing point over to the right to see what that angle is. I'm going to mark where those intersect. And that tells me if I come back, if I bring that back down here, maybe you can see that I've just sort of shifted this and then gone to this, which is what is not the length. And as long as I'm sticking with the vanishing points, it should give me pretty accurate reading for the new length. So I'm gonna, let me see. Ooh, I sort of bobbled there. But that seems okay. Let's go with that for now. So let me finish the ground plane and then pause and do more in another video. Let's see if that seems okay. Seems okay for now. This one I'm still not convinced about. I feel like I want it to be a little bit more like that. That is, try not to let the rules dictate. You sort of need to learn the rules before kind of understanding how to bend them. But just in general, know that they are here to assist and not to control. Let's see, that's that, and then this line I already have. I'll strengthen that one up a little bit. So let me pause there and come back, and I'll sort of complete probably the main box shape that I've been doing in previous drawings, starting with that sort of thing. Okay, I'll be back.